This is Total Disruption Boardroom Battleground, where bold entrepreneurs step up and they put their businesses to the test.
Over the next 12 weeks, we'll push our contestants beyond their limits in branding, marketing, leadership, strategy, scalability, and profitability. Every move counts. Every misstep, a crucial lesson. Every victory, a moment to shine. Behind the scenes, a world-class production team will showcase their business like never before.
In the end, a single superstar is going to rise above the rest.
This is Total Disruption. Boardroom Battleground.
Welcome back to Boardroom Battleground. I'm Dr. Jake Clendenning. I'm a brand strategist, mindset architect, and your compass through the chaos of identity.
And I'm Michael Labersi, execution expert, reality check specialist, and thrilled that we're no longer looking at spreadsheets and revenue charts.
And as always, the boardroom is watching closely. They're going to evaluate each entrepreneur based on those 4 key criteria areas. Their execution, are they bringing their brand to life in real ways? Their growth, are they connecting, expanding their audience? Strategy, is the branding intentional? Is it aligned? Is it scalable? And their leadership, are they fully stepping into the face of their business?
So I've known from a very, very young age that I love music and I want to be a musician and I want to be able to make a living from music. So I opened this company last year. There are so many reasons why I chose Upbeat Performing Arts as our name and our logo. It's something that I thought about for months before I finally settled on a name. For one, I wanted us to convey positivity and how we have great attitudes here.
When I was choosing our logo, I also chose our company colors, which are teal, orange, and yellow. When I looked into color theory, it said that teal is a color that promotes calmness.
The reality is she's got the skills, Mike. She's got the talent. She's got the building. She's got the people that believe in her. She just has to believe in herself. And all the other stuff. So all the stuff that she's coming up with, all the stuff she's talking about, it's all smoke.
So at Upbeat, part of our brand is really caring for the customer and making sure that we have a really good one-on-one relationship from teacher to student.
We need to get hold of her directly and get her organized in terms of the thought process and a system, because I don't feel like she trusts her system.
So being able to get outreach to be able to find students that have never heard of us before, don't know anything about us, and have our brand be so well known that they're like, oh yes, Upbeat Performing Arts, they're good people, they're kind people. And I know this because
I want her to win this thing, and I want her to win. I want her to buy this building. I want her to feel good about herself. That's a win.
I think there's a little bit of youth in this one too, right? She doesn't know what she doesn't know yet.
hopefully when we get large enough, I would love to have them as 2 sort of separate branches of the same tree. All with me at the top, but my little roots going down and helping me manage everything, keeping our brand alive, keeping the relationships alive.
She's got such potential, such skill, and she's got such passion. That's her brand. That's who she is. She just isn't trusting her personal brand.
Hey there, my name is Melissa Hughes and I am a speaker. I am a brand strategist. I'm a TikTok influencer and I love helping people build brands.
And one of the things that I teach on that I'm super big on is your story. I think your story is the foundation of your personal brand. Your story is what connects you to people.
Well, when I started out in flipping almost 20 years ago, I realized pretty early on that it's important for people to get help with doing this kind of thing. It's funny, if you're gonna get a pilot's license, you would immediately go hire a flight instructor. You wouldn't just go rent a plane and figure it out, right? My wife and I flipped over 400 houses right here in the Colorado Springs market.
I mean, we started to get together on the speaking tour thing because that's if I was running at full authority branding as opposed to marketing branding, and I could just think you and I, in my utopia, would be a room full of people who I present this to once and I leave with 10 client signatures, right? And 10 people sign up, and I'm doing that maybe once a month.
My name is Jen Loving, and I am so excited to be part of this TV show and to be able to be one of the coaches that is helping these contestants to really be able to thrive and grow their businesses. My area of specialty is being able to help the contestants with their speaking.
The signature talk, just to clarify so you guys all understand, this is a marketing tool and a strategy to generate quality leads for your business that would be predictable and repeatable. And it would be more on the marketing, not on like the selling.
When you're growing a personal brand, it is very difficult for somebody that is seen as a professional to show up authentic, to show up real, especially when you're in transition. And so he ended up being really transparent and honest, which I think is something that people might want to know about or hear about.
The social media is really designed now to keep that good guy branding first and foremost in the minds of the local consumer. I don't know if that's quite as important on the national level, but I would prefer my clients are based here because the houses we're doing are largely here.
He came out of a couple different statements that talked about how many houses he sold, and then he said it doesn't matter if your life sucks. I got to be honest with you, when he said that in one of our previous episodes,
it doesn't matter how much money you're making. It kind of, are you enjoying the ride? And we weren't. So now we're trying to enjoy the ride. Last 2 years have been really tough because the real estate market has been much less than cooperative, but we are optimistic for 25 holds and hoping to pivot some of the income to the coaching side, so we're not as dependent on real estate as we have been.
To me, it took my vision of Donnie transformed it completely.
Quick backstory, my wife and I flipped over 400 houses right here in the Colorado Springs market, with our best years being 2020, where we did 40 flips, 21, where we did 47 flips, and 2022, where we completed 45 flips on our way to 60.
Donnie was putting on a face. He didn't want to be personally attached to the stigma. So he wasn't willing to be vulnerable in the personal brand because he didn't want to be lumped into that societal constraint of the stigma. He didn't want to be thrown in that group. So he kind of had his gloves up, right? He was kind of blocking the whole time.
Building a brand that's authentic, that's real, that in the highs and lows, people will stick with you because they love Donnie's story. They're interested in you and your wife and your marriage and what you're up to and your kids. And that's what people want to connect with. And that's what we're going to be talking about.
I really want to get involved in more of that because I think that is the long-term future of this, is that I'm just a personal brand, but a huge personal brand that makes a lot of money from the personal brand. I think I'm in that in between. I got to create that personal brand right now with the successes from the system.
Focus on building that brand. And I guarantee and promise you that as you focus on that, the sales will come.
Yeah.
He put his gloves down and immediately got profitable. Immediately got profitable. Immediately got business because he started connecting with the people that connect with him.
I help professionals and business leaders connect with decision makers, build high-value relationships, connect to create strategic partnerships, and master the success of a language. Where's your mindset on branding for you? Because it's not like you had to come up with a new logo, but you still have to figure out how to brand your business and yourself to the industry or the market that you're looking for.
I was a corporate CFO, grew up through the accounting ranks, did public accounting industry, a lot of nonprofit work. I worked at the Olympic Committee for a lot of years. And through that, I enjoyed really helping businesses turn their businesses around. So I kind of got burned out on corporate world. You put a lot of hours in and you don't always feel like you're making as big an impact as maybe you could for other people. I kind of came across a stem cell technology, which is a little sticker you put on your skin and it reflects your body's light back into your body. and it generates stem cells. So I tried it, and what it did for me was it gave me nerves back in my face. When after a car wreck 10 years ago, I lost all the nerves on the right side of my face. I was in the hospital for 2 months. This hip was completely shattered. I had internal bleeding, brain injuries, a lot of plastic surgery post nerve damage. So it makes you, pause and say, okay, why did God save me? Because in all actuality, I shouldn't be here. They told my husband that he wasn't going to see me again alive.
I think it'd be like a no-brainer. Like, I found this magical patch that, helps you with pain and all these other wonderful things. But then people just aren't interested like you thought they would be. But to not give up and to rebrand it and have that light come through you in a different way has been, I guess it's in a process of rebranding myself of who I am and what might be better, not come across better to people, but be more genuine in who I am.
You leave that MLM, wait to sell me stigma, and you become a human being. And not only that, you become like a human being that showing your superpower.
Have that brand of the company to stand behind that I connected with and was part of who I am and the beliefs. So that made it easy to attach on to something that was already built but making it my own. Like you said, people, with this, it's kind of different because, they can go to any LifeWave distributor and buy LifeWave, but I'm not going to care. And I'm still going to, help them and answer their questions. And because it's at the end of the day, it's about making that person better, feel better, or, get rid of their pain.
She's very passionate. She's got a story, but she hasn't connected the dots. I think she turned the corner, but that's what I want to sit down with her to put the right words together. Because when she was sharing on her first coaching call, I wanted to coach her on it was, it was a case of, well, what do you do? Well, I do this, and I help heal, and I also help people make money part-time if they're interested. That's a very red flag these days, right? That's so like 80s, 90s. Oh my God, no, Tupperware.
Create some of your own things. Right there is another catalyst. Create your own course, create your own thing that you can move forward and show the world who you are even more. That sort of coincides with the tool you're selling, or it's completely in another direction or an evolution of it, right? You never know where your journey's going to end up if you're branding yourself like she should be.
But I'm just seeing you share a lot of other people's content, which is okay. But I would say my challenge for you would be to own your message and share, I want to see stuff from you in regards to you're comfortable sharing about your family and the rodeo, and I think that's great. But if you really want your business to grow, it doesn't come across clear to me about the stem cell, and not even the product, but like your message, you is not coming across on your social media.
The way I-68 Consulting Group was founded, I was coming off a Special Forces team down in 7th Special Forces Group. I got back from El Salvador. I started I-68 Consulting Group as a way to really keep up on my skills because I knew eventually I was going to go back to a Special Forces team. And so what I found is that when I started training people really resonated to our teaching styles. Welcome to the future I-68 training facility. Behind you, you have 160 acres that I-68 has purchased that we are going to develop into the premier training center in the state of Colorado and the surrounding areas. We're going to have 6 flat ranges, all AstroTurf, with one of those ranges being outdoor CQB or home defense range where you can live fire. We're going to have a 1,000-meter range for our long-distance shooters and our hunters. We're also building a city out of shipping containers that we can use paintball and simunitions for DOD, for law enforcement, and then for home defense as well. On the administrative side, we're going to have an administrative building with multiple classrooms. We're going to have 15 tiny homes put on here. We're going to have a gym. We're going to have 2 planing bays. Our property, the I-68 training facility, is 50 minutes or less from anywhere in Colorado Springs. So it's definitely able to get out here and do some great training.
Mark, where are you at as far as branding? You got the logo, you're getting out there. I know we've been really getting in about What does empowerment mean? I just asked you to send me your list of what goes into what's the recipe to your leadership consulting. So please.
I've mentioned this multiple times. I've been very lucky that I've had 8 years to really build a brand foundation. And I would say wouldn't even use the word brand. I would use the word reputation. Like, what is the reputation which goes into the brand for the company? And you're 100% right. And it took me a while to understand this. And it's from the feedback I got from clients is they're loyal to the company. I've been using just word of mouth. I've been doing a lot of advertising for the last 8 years because one of the reasons is I didn't want to grow too fast and we outrun our headlights and then our product suffers because I'm still working for the Army. I'm still deploying. My instructors are still deploying. So we were very intentional on staying smaller over the last 8 years, building a good brand, knowing what our logo looks like, and people with t-shirts on saying, oh yeah, I've trained with Mark at I-68. So that's been very intentional up to this point. Now that we're pivoting out of retirement, now it's time to scale. It's time to use that foundation that we've built the last 8 years and build momentum. And so far in this year, we've built a lot of momentum. It's not just for our customers or clients or whoever, but it's also our team. Like that brand, we're building relationships with people so they give us money for a service because of our brand.
That's right.
Also, down and in with our team, they're buying into your brand. And one, picking the right people, and two, training them, mentoring them, having them believe in your brand, I think it's just as important or even more important than to put out into the public. Because like AP said, there's going to be people that is right for your company, and some people, they go somewhere else. The market's big enough for everybody. So from my perspective, developing my team to live the brand, we're all ambassadors of our brand. And then if they fail, it's my fault.
I kind of have a bone to pick with Mark, a facetious bone. I don't want to end up with a round in the old forehead, but, I got a bone to pick with Mark. I feel like Mark is being too generous. I feel like Mark is diluting his brand around the people around him. I know, team, best friend, military, brothers in arms, all that great stuff. There's a time and place for that.
Yes, I understand that. Like I am the face of my company, and yes, the personal brand. I also want to bring in my instructors as well, like as part of them. So I'm starting to post more with their faces on the company pages, not just me teaching, but them as well. We're talking about personal brand, but the brand of the company is look at all these awesome instructors we have.
People are doing business with Mark because of Mark. But he's diluting the power of his brand, the true strength of his brand, because he is suffering from servant's heart syndrome. I am getting up in the morning. What can I do for everybody else? What can I do for my clients? What can I do for my instructors? What can I do for my family? The problem with servant's heart syndrome is it ain't about you.
My name's Chad Mitchell. I am the funding strategist. And on the show, I have my Race to Revenue program. I help small business owners, entrepreneurs, and real estate investors make more money, become basically more valuable.
Numbers don't lie. What's your current profit margin? What's your cash on cash return? If you wanted to sell your business next year, how much could you get for it? If you don't know the answer to these questions, you can't tell if you're winning or losing.
Mark, I can definitely see, I want to get your revenue up, dude. We need to get your sales up. How are we going to do that? Do we have to start spending money on Facebook ads? Do we have to start there's a ton of different things. Who's going to pay for it? I don't know.
I was actually having a meeting yesterday with one of my instructors, and I told him, especially when it came to the land portion, that if I actually did all the detailed planning that was required, I might not have pulled the trigger on buying the property.
And as they say, I got bit by the bug, the entrepreneurial bug. So about a decade ago now, I started my first software company, and we were a business-to-business software as a service company, solving a problem for the hospitality and restaurant industry, and have gone on to just kind of become a serial tech founder. And I've worked with the Founder Institute for about 7 years as managing director, the entrepreneur in residence. I've won their Mentor and Excellence Award many times. So I've helped work with and launch hundreds of startups, launched over a dozen more of my own. This Loving Is project is really dear to me because when our co-founder, Jen Loving, came to me, she just got off a plane from Bali and had received a download that she had to do something at the intersection of love and AI. And I'm a technologist, a futurist. I've been in blockchain for about a decade, machine learning for about the same. And so, having started companies and come up with really unique business models, as soon as she said that, I kind of figured out where that could live, how it could serve humanity. And so I think it's been over 6 months, and we've got a great small team, although most of us are kind of part-time. We're working on raising some real investment capital so that we can all put the requiem time into this and all get on the same page and continue to build out some really cool technology that'll help make the world a loving place.
Go with the flow, kid.
The work you do on your personality development is directly related to your business development. If you haven't developed in personality and your personal development in the work that you need to do on you, your business isn't going to go forward.
No.
So OpenAI tomorrow will release their third agent. They released 2 this week, Deep Research and Operator, and they're really trying to hit it hard with like personality layers and inference and fine tuning and a lot of the stuff that we're working on.
I haven't really been informed enough about the granular level. So the brand is working on an ethereal level, but it's not right there at the grounding level, in my opinion, right now. And I feel like Corey needs to bring it down to earth. And he may be comfortable with it out in space, but if he really wants to make this thing go, he's got to make it pop on an everyday user level.
We're ready to do a soft launch of our version 1 of our technology, kind of a soft closed alpha, if you will. We anticipate up to 500 users. We'll get some great data. Got some exciting partnerships brewing.
He's not speaking to all of his users, who they are. He's speaking to his developers, and they understand it. His business partners understand it. His investors understand it because they speak at that level. But consumers and operators, we don't speak that language.
So I think the only way I can competently answer your question of how is this going to serve kind of our end user, being the human that comes to Loving Is to use it, is this intelligence and this process seems to have, humanity and the individual humans in its best interest. And so letting it do its thing, conceptually is going to help every person in humanity. So, and again, it's, if not, then I don't know what can be done anyways.
I feel like Corey needs to bring it to a level of, he says it's going to change humanity. Tell me how. Stop telling me it's going to change humanity. Tell me how. It's divine intelligence. It's there. Fine. Okay. You want to be one of the apostles? Awesome. Give me a rendition of what Jesus did. Tell me. Walk me through it. Give me one story about how it changed. Stop saying 4 words of a story and then just veering off into the, it's just going to be great. Give me a gospel, right? Give me how about this? Give me a white paper, a 1-pager.
Next time on Boardroom Battleground.
I have to have some way to protect myself, to protect my kids.
The game gets sharper. Stakes, they get higher.
Try to break stuff and put it back together.
It's not about being the best.
Don't buy a house, buy a deal.
It's about staying ahead.
I need to work on that.
Who's going to outrun the pack? Who's going to fall behind?
The buck stops with you.
Today, our contestants showed up. They dug deep, refined their brands, and for the first time, some of them really started to own who they are.
It's emotional. It's vulnerable. It's also the key to building a business people actually remember. And for some, this episode was a turning point.
But clarity of identity is only part of the equation. Next week, we shift the lens outward.
It's all about knowing the field, what your competitors are doing, and what they're missing, how to turn that into your edge.
They'll learn how to spot gaps, gather intel, and position their business like pros. Because smart competition isn't about louder, it's about smart.
One brand, one space, one single chance to stand apart. Let's see who's ready to play the long game next time on Boardroom Battleground.